Now I am going to explain about the human digestive system. Human digestive system. Human digestive system is very complex in nature. Different parts are involved to perform different functions with the help of the digestive juices and gases. Digestive gases and juices. So I will explain about this. Here the diagram is students. Human digestive system is very complex in nature. Different parts are involved to perform different functions with the help of the different types of digestive juices and gastric juices, gastric gases. Okay, so the alimentary canal, what is that? Alimentary canal. Alimentary canal basically a long tube which extends from mouth to anus. Here, if you think it is the mouth, from here to anus, the last part of the alimentary canal. So, the alimentary canal is basically a long tube extending from the mouth to anus. Here, different parts are there to perform different types of functions. For example, mouth, you know, 4 sets of teeth is there, tongue is there. Okay, so different types of parts are performed. Okay, in our mouth. So different parts are present to perform different types of activities. We eat various types of food materials like liquids and solids. All these pass through the same digestive tract. So this is food pipe. Food pipe, also called as esophagus. So the food pipe, also called as esophagus. Here we eat various types of food materials like liquids and solids. All these pass through this digestive tract. Okay. So not only to that, these materials has to be broken down into the small enough to absorb by our body. So after the breakdown of the food, all the food, the chemical composition of the food materials has to be entered into the blood. Where do we get energy? From every cell. So after the breakdown of the food, the energy is passed to the chemical bonds of the food is moved to all the cells. There the cellular respiration takes place. Energy is released. Okay, it will come in the second lesson. Here, so this is esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anus. So these are the different parts. Okay, so the food is cut and crushed by teeth, by our mouth, and mixed with saliva. Okay, na? Food is cut and crushed by our teeth and mixed with saliva and make it wet and slippery. So food, when it enters into the, when we take into the mouth, it is mixed with saliva. Okay, na? So the food is cut and crushed by teeth, mixed with saliva to make it wet and slippery. How the food has become now? Wet and slippery. So with the help of the saliva. The saliva is spit saliva. So the saliva is secreted by the 3 pairs of salivary glands. 3 pairs of salivary glands. So 3 pairs of salivary glands. The food is cut and crushed by teeth, mixed with saliva to make it wet and slippery. The saliva is secreted by the 3 pairs of salivary glands. So one is present three pairs. Two are where they are present. One pair is side of the jaw, and another pair is below the tongue, and another third pair is in the palate. So I will explain the three pairs names also. One is parotid gland. Submandibular gland. And third one is sublingual gland. Important students, there are three pairs of salivary glands that present in the mouth. Okay, one is parotid gland, submandibular gland, sublingual glands. Okay, so these are present on the side of the jaw, below the tongue, and in the palate. Okay, now the food is mixed with saliva. It is in the form of wet and slippery. So, saliva mainly contains an enzyme called amylase. What is the enzyme present in the saliva? Amylase or thiolate. Okay. So, the saliva mainly contains an enzyme called amylase or thiolate, useful for the breakdown of complex carbohydrates. Amylase break down the complex carbohydrates into simpler ones. Do you understand this? A saliva mainly contains an enzyme called amylase. Amylase useful for the breakdown of complex carbohydrates into simpler ones. So, the breakdown of complex food materials, complex substances into the simpler ones with the help of the digestive juices and absorbs into the body is called digestion. What is digestion? One more question. What is digestion? The breakdown of complex food materials into the simpler ones with the help of the digestive juices and absorbed by the body is called digestion. Okay? Saliva. Now the food is in the mouth. It is cut and crushed by the teeth. Okay? This process is called mastication. This process is called mastication. Don't confuse boys. When the food cut and crushed by the teeth, mixed with saliva, make it wet and slippery, this is called mastication. Okay, three pairs of salivary glands, and they are located side of the jaw, below the tongue and in the palate. Okay, so saliva mainly contains an enzyme called amylase, which acts on the complex carbohydrates and converting it to simpler ones. Here, what is the definition for digestion is given? The breakdown of complex food materials into the simpler ones with the help of the digestive juices or digestive glands and absorbed by the body is called digestion. Okay, so the tongue also helps in the movement of food in the mouth and the lower jaw also helps in the whole movement. Okay, now I am going to the next one. Here, now the food passes from mouth to the stomach through the esophagus, yes, food pipe. Now the food is wet and slippery. It moves through the esophagus by a wave-like movement called peristaltic movements. What is peristaltic movement? The wave-like movements of the food in the esophagus is called peristaltic movements. The wet and slippery food moves through the esophagus. The food moves through the esophagus and food pipe by wave-like movements. It's called peristaltic movements and entered into the stomach. Now the food came into stomach. Okay? The soft food mixed with saliva passes through the esophagus into the stomach. In the stomach, the food is churned. It is mixed with gastric juice and hydrochloric acid, the strong acid which is present in the body. Very strong acid, very strong digestive juice. So the food is churned. Do you know churner? Like that, the food is get churned with the hydrochloric acid. Okay, and mixed with the digestive juices. Now the food is in the semi-solid condition. Now the food is in semi-solid condition. In the stomach, the food is churned with the hydrochloric acid and gastric juice, and converts into the semi-solid condition. Now as the digestion of food is going on, most of the proteins are broken down into simpler ones with the help of the pepsin. So another digestive juice is enzyme is pepsin. It is useful for the breakdown of proteins. So it converts the complex ones into simpler ones. Okay, when the food in the stomach is churned by the hydrochloric acid and it converted into semi-solid condition. So when the digestion of food goes on in the stomach, the pepsin is acting on the proteins, complex proteins, and converted into simpler ones. Now the food is ready to pass into the small intestine. So this is small intestine. When the food is ready to pass from stomach to the small intestine, after the digestion takes place here, some amount of digestion takes place here. Here, ring-like muscles are present. Called pyloric sphincters. So, the ring-like muscles which present between the stomach and small intestine, pyloric sphincters, these regulate the opening of passes into the small intestine, from stomach to the small intestine. So its function is it regulating the opening of passes into small intestine, and it allows only a little quantity, a small quantity of food at a time into the small intestine. Because if the whole food materials had passed at once into the small intestine, it can't digest. You may have the stomach pains also. Because of that, the pyloric sphincters not allow the whole food material at a time into the small intestine. Do you understand? So now the food in the semi-solid condition, soft and slimy substance. Okay, it is ready to pass from small intestine, stomach to the small intestine. Here, ring-like pyloric sphincters are present, which allows the little quantity of food at a time into the small intestine. I forgot to say one thing. The soft food digested by the hydrochloric acid, where some amount of carbohydrates and proteins have already broken down, is called chyme. So the partially digested food, chyme. So the soft slimy food where some amount of carbohydrates and proteins have already broken down and ready to enter into the small intestine is called chyme. Okay, so the food entered into the small intestine. So the small intestine is the longest part of the alimentary canal. So alimentary canal is approximately 9.5 meters in long. Its length is 9.5 meters from mouth to anus. But small intestine is the longest part of the alimentary canal. So small intestine is approximately, small intestine length is 7 meters. How many meters? 7 meters in length and 6 centimeters in thickness. 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters in thickness. So the longest part of the alimentary canal is small intestine, which is 7 meters length and 3 centimeters in width. Okay. So in the small intestine, it is the site for further digestion of the carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Carbohydrates takes place in the mouth, proteins breakdown takes place in the stomach. Okay, now the fats turn. Up to now, fats did not digested by the digestive glands. In the small intestine, it receives the secretions of liver and pancreas. We know, we have number of times the leaf-like structures that present just behind the stomach. Okay. The leaf-like structure that just present behind the stomach or side of the stomach is called liver. The largest gland of the body is liver. Okay, the small intestine, longest part of the alimentary canal. It is the site for further digestion of carbohydrates, protein, and fats. It receives the secretions from the liver and pancreas. Do you understand this? So liver is the largest gland in the body. Studying about the liver is called hepatology. Remind this. So liver secretes bile juice. So the bile juice, the fats. Bile juice is useful for digestion of fats. Fats are digested by converting them into small globule-like forms called emulsification. The digestion of fats by converting them into small globule-like forms by the bile juice is called emulsification. What is that? Emulsification. So the breakdown of fats takes place here. Now pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice only secreted by the pancreas. Pancreatic juice secreted pancreas. We all know very well. It is secreted by insulin. Irregular functioning of the pancreas causes or irregular releasing of insulin causes diabetes. Okay, we will discuss about this in the coming lessons. Here, pancreas, which is also here another gland that present in our body. Pancreatic juice is released. It contains two enzymes. One is trypsin and another one is lipase. Trypsin and lipase. Trypsin useful for breakdown of proteins. Lipase acts on the fats. Do you understand? So the intestine receives the secretions from the liver and pancreas. Liver, it releases bile juice, okay, which converts the fats into small globule-like forms. It's called emulsification. Pancreatic juice released by the pancreas containing trypsin and lipase. Trypsin is useful for breakdown of the proteins. Lipase acts on the fats. Do you understand this? Not only this, the small intestine walls, the walls of the small intestine here, the walls of the small intestine also released a gas, intestinal gas called succus centricus. The walls of the small intestine also released a gastric juice called succus centricus, which is useful for the further digestion of the proteins and carbohydrates, fats, smaller and smaller ones, because these materials have to be digested very small, enough to absorb by our body. Our blood must be absorbed that one. If it is in the liquid, solid particle, our blood can't absorb it. You understand that one? So, succus centricus, by releasing of these gases, bile juice or pancreatic juice or succus centricus, this rendering the situation or this rendering the condition of the small intestine into the, it is in the basic nature by the releasing of the trypsin and lipase. So up to that, the digestion is over. So next, how the absorption takes place? Okay, once you rewind everything, 3 pairs of salivary glands, where they are present, name the 3 pairs of salivary glands. What is peristaltic movement? The movement of food by wave-like movements. The wave-like movements of food in the esophagus is called peristaltic movements. Okay, so what has happened in the stomach? The food is churned with the hydrochloric acid and it converted into semi-solid conditions. Okay? So from here it passes into small intestine by these pyloric sphincters. Okay? So chyme is there. Everything is done. Now I am going to explain how the digestion, how this digested food absorbs into the body. How does the absorption takes place? How it is entered into the bloodstream. I am going to explain. So the digestion of the products of digestion in the small intestine absorbs into the blood is called absorption. Very important one more question. What is absorption? The products of digestion, the products of digestion, what has already digested in the small intestine with the help of all the juices, how it is entered into the blood. It is called absorption. Okay? The movement of or the passing of the digested products from small intestine into the bloodstream is called absorption. Internally, the intestinal walls. So, if you take very small ones, very thin ones, all thin, very thin one. So, internally, the intestinal walls has finger-like extensions called villi. Number of finger-like extensions called villi, which is useful for the absorption, increasing the surface of intestine for at the time of absorption. So internally, the intestinal walls has number of finger-like projections called villi, like the small ones is there, which are useful for increasing the surface area of the small intestine during the absorption period. So the villi is surrounded by the blood vessels and lymph vessels. So around the villi, blood vessels and lymph vessels are present. From the small intestine, the food, the digested food, the chemical bonds of the food entered into the bloodstream and then into the lymph vessels. After the maximum absorption of the food takes place in the small intestine, the rest is passed into the large intestine. So this is large intestine. It is 1.25 meters in length. So small intestine 7 meters, it is 1.25 meters, and wide is 6 centimeters. That is, small intestine is 3 centimeters in width. Okay, so the digested food from small intestine through the villi and entered into blood, finally into the lymph. It is called absorption. After maximum absorption of food in the small intestine, the rest is passed into the large intestine. Okay, here the maximum amount of water present in the food is absorbed and rest is passed out of the body. Okay, now come out from the body through the anus, which is the last part of the alimentary canal. After the maximum reabsorption of water in the large intestine, the rest is passed out of the body through the anus. Okay, anus. So the sending of or passing of the unwanted or the undigested food materials through the anus is called defecation. Defecation. These all are 1 mark questions, very important half mark questions. So what is defecation? The passing of the rest of the undigested material from the body through the anus is called defecation. Okay, now after the defecation or the sending of this food material also, waste material is contained the considerable amount of food materials like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, carbohydrates are also present in the waste material. Okay, so students, this is the absorption, digestion of digestive system in the human body. Okay, everything we have discussed is, I will explain how remaining, what are the health aspects we have to take. Okay, so this is enough.